And we are live here on the AO Show. This is WERW. I got my man Chase Walker in the building. He's gonna talk about his experience in Liberia and him coming back.
My name is Chase Walker. I'm from West Africa, Liberia. This little country was founded by free slaves from America back in 1847, and they've been there ever since. It's good to be here, to be at SU, and to be in studio.
You were born in Liberia.
Yeah, I was born in Liberia.
And I think you told me when you were 2, there was a war going on.
Exactly. So they had a civil war around in 1989. It was very long. It was crazy. We had a stretch of civil war from 89, and then we had another civil war around 96, and we had another one around 2003. So I mean, it's like 14 years of civil war, one after another, and just crazy.
Chase, can you talk about your experience in Liberia when the war was going on?
I mean, at the time, we had different factions of rebel fighting different sides and corners of the country, so there was actually nowhere to go. So you had to deal with it. You had to pray, and believe that God will help you somehow. For me, it was all about art and enjoying and feeling comfortable and keeping myself in that zone that I would feel protected. So, like I told you last time, I would sit under the tree, take a straw, bamboo and straw, and just draw. Just take fine sand and just feel, just consider it as a canvas or paper and just do my thing. For me, that was like a therapy for me because it helped me escape what was happening around me, and I felt protected in that little world that I built for myself. I felt no bullets could have touched me or anything, because I felt whatever cities that I drew on the ground, whatever. Sometimes I would draw a spaceship and be like, okay, yeah, I'm sitting in this spaceship, nothing can touch me. And I mean, that was something. That was like the happiest thing in my life at that moment, besides my family.
You had an interesting experience as well going back, because you said you were mainly living in the city, and you kind of were disconnected from the outside areas.
Come to Africa, they have women who are journalists, and they come together and do stories, around Africa. We went to a place called Basakani. We went to Ponkanti. We went to Riverses. These are places far from the capital, where we had schools that didn't even have chairs or benches. We had students sitting on rocks to come to school. We had blackboards that were cracked into, so you only had one side of the blackboard that you can look at. We had students coming that didn't have slippers or shoes to wear, that walked 3 hours just to come to school. We had schools that didn't have latrines. We saw schools that before the children could drink, they had to walk 45 minutes, go to a river to drink, and up the river you had latrines. I mean, it was really life-changing for me, because I felt things were getting better in Monrovia. I wasn't thinking out of Monrovia. So it changed my perspective on how I view things, not only in Liberia but the war. You just can feel comfortable where you are. The war doesn't stop at any time.
And what do you think, here's this for me, from my knowledge, what do you think is the root of these civil wars and why people can't get along?
I think the fault will come from the leaders. I cannot blame colonization, whatever, because I feel once you take whatever food that you need and you sit in the office, all decisions comes through you. You have to make a change. You can't say, okay, 50 years ago, people got me, people were pressing me and this, that. I mean, that's crap. I think as an individual, you can make a change. I mean, look at Nelson Mandela. He was in jail for forever. For 20-something years, he went back. He impacted his people, and up to now, people looked up to him. I mean, African leaders have to, step up.
Right.
They have to care for the people more and make a change. They can't give excuses every time about colonization. That's why I feel.
You heard it from Chase. I appreciate everybody listening. This is the AO Show. Peace and love.
Now who can stop the music running through these veins? Infinitely go against the grain. That's why my motto is to